Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Naya, thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So I came across this video, big sisters video, where she was talking about DOGE and how much fraud that they found. I mean, from social security and all that. Now I am going to ask. They say this. You all remember immediately this man became the president, and what happened in DOGE? How Queen Elonia was busy running up and down because he needed to get into get the details of people's social security and all that, which I think he eventually got access to it before he left Doge. And for some people will be like, why, how did he? The truth is that man know what he was looking for, which he actually got and finally left. This administration so far has really been very terrible, and I am sure you and I know that. And if you say you do not know, you are a liar, right? Now, I am going to say this. How great is America at this point? Because this is actually what you voted for. Why am I saying this is what you voted for? You had opportunity to change things, to make things for good, but you all said, no, I will never let a woman become the president because you are not ready for a female president. And so to some people, they were like, yeah. Where I come from, I am this. I mean, a woman cannot be the president. That is how ignorant some people are. So now, how great is it? Now, a bill has also been passed, right? So that if you, as a congressman or as a congresswoman, to persecute, like they are trying to make it Trump said to make it easier to persecute members of Congress. So, what is going on? Let's get into this.
Hey guys, quick question. You remember those group of people that were just singing Doge and Elon Musk praises all over social media, all over mainstream media? Remember those people? Remember those group of people that were just singing his praises because they were saying he was finding so much fraud in the government, right? So Elon Musk, when he went to investigate supposedly the Social Security, remember he gave us this whopping number that him and his team Doge found 40% fraud in the incoming calls to the Social Security office. They found 40% of those incoming calls for Social Security, they found those to be fraudulent, right? He took that number and justified closing down all those jobs that those people had answering those phones. Because he said that he had found 40% fraud in those incoming calls. So knowing that he knows best, Elon and his Doge team installed their own little tracking mechanism or whatever to try to track the fraud calls coming into the system, right? Okay. Well, NextGov just came out with something after they did their own little research, I guess, or their own research came out. Or shall I say the real research came out. It seems that the Social Security Administration, Social Security, had implemented mechanisms to track and to to prevent the fraud from coming in the oncoming calls. That the Social Security Administration had already implemented things, safety nets to prevent fraud. So when 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 Elon Musk got his results from his system that he installed on there, his system found a whopping 0.0018% of fraud in those calls. Yeah, the numbers he gave you, 40% now, he stood 10 toes down. That they had found 40% fraud, 40 in those incoming calls to the Social Security office. They used that number to shut that down. Now, once he go in and gets the real data that his own system that he implemented put in there, and it only showed that there was a 0.0018% of fraudulent. That means out of 110,000 calls, they found 2 to be fraudulent. Of course, it's after he's already shut a lot of that call system down. It's after people have been having pure hell trying to get through their Social Security office to get their assistance. It's after all the damage right? That he's done to people who are on Social Security or trying to get Social Security, that the truth comes out. That his number was so far off. And that far off number he gave is the reason. Everybody who is on Social Security, if you had any problems trying to get through the Social Security office, if you had any issues trying to get your Social Security benefits, since he made that 40% whopping accusation of fraudulent calls, if you've been having problems getting through to your Social Security office in any shape, form, or fashion, you have Elon Musk and DOGE to think about. And also, to thank for. And you also have the people who have been kissing his ass and promoting all of this that he has been doing. I just thought you guys may want to know that, a little something to sleep on tonight. And, before I get out of here, I got one little burning question I always have to ask at the end of these things. Is it great again? I'm sorry. Is it great again yet? Just asking.
We have some big news right now. The Trump Justice Department is set to make it easier to prosecute members of Congress. Right now, according to the Washington Post, to prosecute a member of Congress, a U.S. Attorney's Office has to seek approval from the Main Justice Public Integrity section. Well, according to a new memo that is being circulated by Main Justice, that approval process may soon be lifted. So prosecutors' offices across the country could just simply indict a member of Congress if they want to. Now, why is this significant? Well, for example, in New Jersey, where Alina Habba is Donald Trump's personal attorney and now the acting U.S. attorney for the District of New Jersey, well, she may go ahead and just prosecute a Democratic member of Congress who protested outside the ICE facility, like LaMonica McIver, without getting approval from public integrity officials at Main Justice. They're making it easier to prosecute members of Congress. Spread the word. I'll have a full breakdown on my Substack shortly, so be sure to subscribe for free at the link in my bio and follow along for more. We have some big news right now. The Trump Justice Department is set to make it easier to prosecute members.
Yeah, this is the first in a series of stitches I'm going to make some Aaron Parner stories because I don't think people realize what time it is, right? Jesus Christ. This is awful. I can't understate how fucking awful this is. This is ridiculous. They could basically go after all the Democratic stars who are talking. Like AOC, that's basically telling people what their rights are. They could contrive some bullshit to literally prosecute her. And any other member of Congress that gives their constituents any information about what their rights are when it comes to ICE. So that's bad. But here's the thing. And Republicans are cynically thinking that when Democrats get back in power, Democrats won't use these new powers, these expanded and released powers, to go after them too. Right? And I think they might be right, but I'm going to say this. For the one chance that we're lucky enough to get a Democrat with some fucking spine back in the office, we could possibly, under this new loosening of the rules, we could possibly prosecute senators and members of Congress, because they weren't prosecuted before, it's not double jeopardy, for their role in propping up the January 6th insurrection years ago. We could prosecute members of Congress for giving aid and comfort to white supremacist organizations who have sangre on their hands, who associate themselves with white supremacist groups. We could prosecute them for that, aiding and abetting a terrorist group. We could have the Justice Department formally designate all these white supremacist groups as terrorist groups and prosecute members of Congress for being seen with them. We could have the Department of Justice formally designate when Democrats get in, formally designate the Confederate flag as a symbol of hate, just like we do the swastika. All right? And any member of Congress that allows those kind of paraphernalia at their campaign rallies, they may be subject to prosecution too. You see, y'all Republican think shit's sweet. Y'all think we can just cower and not have the will to do this shit. But trust and believe. Let me say this, right? I know Democrats are not going to want to do back to Republicans as they've been doing to them, like they will do to them during this term. But I think America needs it to fucking happen. We need to do back to them this bullshit they're doing to potentially to lawmakers. Because basically, if you're not absolutely loyal to the Trump administration, they can contrive some bullshit and talk about they want to prosecute you. And what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
This is all I got from this video, and it's I don't know what it's. The whole thing is just a mess as it stands. But yeah, this was what Black people tried so hard to warn people, white people and other people of color. But they refuse to listen. Why? Because they have never ever listened to Black people. And how do you not listen to Black people that have been consistently predicting and it's happening? I don't know how you are going to live with somebody, but you don't understand that person. I don't know how you've been living with somebody for how many years. You don't know anything about that person. That is what it's going on. Now, how great is America? Because it looks like it's greater than every other thing. I sat down yesterday. I was talking with my friend. She was pro-Trump. My close friend, my very close friend. Yudi. Maybe one day I'm going to bring her here. She was pro-Trump. And I never knew her political view and or views and all that, or opinion and all that, till we met again after a while, and we sat down, we talked politics, talked about Black people, everything. We talked about everything. And then from there, I found out that she is pro-Trump. I told her, no, we can be friends, and you are pro-Trump. That I am pro-Black people. That anywhere Black people go, that is where I will go. And she was like, why? I gave her my reasons. And she said, okay. And we started having arguments. And I told her, well, it looks like majority of the things, like let's say 99% of the things that I told her also has happened. And she was calling me on phone, telling me that she never knew all this. So I enlightened her more about Black people, slavery, so many things. And to my greatest surprise, she said, that was last year actually, but she is enjoying her life today. Yeah, she said the best thing that happened to me last year was not even being part of anything that got to do with Trump. That she is so grateful that she is on the side of Black people. I smiled. I only smiled. So why am I telling this? I am telling this because I don't know how you've been living with people that have been consistently spot on literally everything that got to do with politics, but you all do not appreciate it. Because one thing with people is that you see that thing they have, the Black people they have, they will never value them until something will happen that will open their eyes. And I am really hoping, because it looks like their eyes are already open. Now, how many percent fraud are they saying from DOGE? And now this one already passing a bill that will help, sentence somebody like a congressman or woman or something. So now it is a period to shut up. If you talk, I take you to the prison or jail or anything. So it means there is freedom of speech, but freedom after speech is not guaranteed. This is the regime you all voted for. This is the regime they told you people that it is going to favor you, or you all refuse to read Project 2025. I am going to draw the cut in here, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.